Good evening. Today is July 31st. Welcome to another episode of It Only Takes a Spark to Get a Fire Going. Today's reading comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 54 to 58. Jesus came to his native place and taught the people in their synagogue. They were astonished and said, "Where did this man get such wisdom and mighty deeds? Is he not the carpenter's son? Is not his mother named Mary, and his brothers James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas? Are not his sisters here with all of us? Where did this man get all of this?" And they took offense at him. But Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor, except in his native place and in his own house." And he did not work many mighty deeds there because of their lack of faith. Wow, that hit home. How many of us at different points in time have had experiences where, we would tell our children something, those of you who are parents, and they're like, "Okay, Mom, you don't know anything. I know everything." Or something related to sports, and then about a week later, the coach will come and say the same thing that you said, and they still wouldn't give you credit. Or you mention something, and somebody that they respect or whatever comes by and says the same thing, and then finally they're like, "Oh, I think I've heard this before." And if we have siblings in our family, there are many, and so are in my husband's family, and you have a doctor or a lawyer or a carpenter, a plumber, and we were like, "Oh, this person has that skill," but then, that person is still your baby sister, right? Even though she's a doctor. Or this person is an attorney, but she's your niece. You give a little bit of value to the knowledge, but you're still holding on to the fact that maybe she doesn't know as much because she's still your precious niece or your precious young daughter. And I know that sometimes we get all caught up into this newfound knowledge that the person present, and we say to ourselves, "Oh my gosh, where did this man come from? Where did this woman come from? The nerve. I mean, who does she think she is? Just standing up there preaching in the pulpit. Who does he think he is?" We were playing marbles when we were 5. He used to get in trouble in the cafeteria over and over again, and now he's up there preaching, or he's up there teaching, or he's helping people to improve their lives. The nerve. And I think one of the things that I found powerful later on was that Jesus, he did perform miracles and blessings there, but they were not of the same volume that he performed in other places because of their lack of faith. So their lack of faith blocked their blessings. Their lack of faith blocked their blessings. How many of us are short when it comes to our faith? We're shallow in that department, and we wonder, why hasn't God reached out, and why isn't this happening to us? But we're still questioning so much. We're confused. We're saying, who does this person think that they are? Do they not know who I am? And we have, sometimes our ignorance, our arrogance, all of the other things could block our blessings. We're not saying that they're not going to occur, but they certainly will not occur to the same volume, and maybe not with the same intensity as we would if we had a clear faith, a pure faith. When we say we believe, we can't just say it in our mouths. Our hearts have to also believe. Our minds have to also believe. We have to act in a way that we believe. We have to let go of our pride. And we're questioned. I mean, we're tested daily. I certainly had a situation yesterday that tested me on multiple levels. And so we have to put our faith in action, and sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. And so I know we had a situation at the gym where there's a particular person that only likes to swim in a particular lane. And she walks in, this is my lane. And mind you, we reserved the lane and 2 people can be in the lane. But last week, I was a little bit upset because she kicked somebody who was in a wheelchair out of her lane, out of quote unquote her lane. Now, this is people pay membership to belong to this particular place. And I was just so upset. I told the aquatics director about it, and they spoke to her about it. And so, of course, that human part of me wanted to just I'm so mad. I just want to take an extra noodle and just throw it in the lane. Yes, I'm a Christian, but we have feelings too. We have outbursts too. And I said, you know what? Channel it, child of God. And so today I was swimming with my friend, and who do you think walked in the door? Yes, Her Royal Highness walked in the door, and we were in her lane. And so my friend looked at me, and we looked, and she had this look of fear in her face. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to run. She is not going to boss me around. And I felt like a kindergartner saying, you are not the boss of me. And so my friend said, she said, oh, you 2 ladies, are you finished? And I said, oh, my friend is finished, but I have a few more laps in here. And my friend looked at me and said, oh, no, you didn't. And the woman looked at me, she was like, excuse me? The whole pool knows this is my lane and I do not share. So I purposely swam a few more laps just to help teach her to share. We can just go around and lament, and everybody can walk around and tiptoe and be so afraid, or we can just drop little seeds. And if she has a difficulty sharing, you know what? I've been a lifelong teacher. I have no problem teaching. And at the end, I looked at her and I said, thank you so much for letting me share your lane. I love to share. Have a great day. So it was, first time ever. People were looking at me like, I know they're going to be talking about it tomorrow. But this was important. So we could sit in animosity and saying, oh gosh, why is she kicking everybody out of the lane? Or we can make the difficult step in saying, you know what? Let me be the one. Lord, help me to be the one to teach her how to share. So I'm saying all of this to say that it's difficult. Here we are in a pandemic. And as if things were not getting worse in the pandemic, we have a hurricane on its way, battling islands who have been battled before by Category 5 hurricanes, and now we have another hurricane. There must be some of you who are saying enough is enough. Why is this happening? But once again, I encourage you to look at that one F word, the most powerful F word in the English language. It's called faith. Faith, 100% faith. And that's what we must have. Our faith tells us whatever we're going through, whatever the pain or the problem, it is not permanent, because God has promised that He will always be there with us. Father, we thank you so much for the gift of your love, and help us to be more like you in everything that we say and in everything that we do. Brothers and sisters, I encourage you to share the spark, and I'm going to aim for our storytelling at 11. I don't think the afternoon time is working out well, so storytelling session will be moved back to 11 a.m. tomorrow. And I will certainly see you then. I'm going to be on Facebook probably later doing some jewelry stuff. But so I wish you all a safe weekend, and just be safe out there. God bless.